I'm Chris Buckles, editor of Forecasting Clouds, and welcome to CRM Experts in Their Own Words. I'm here with Geoffrey Mobisson. He's with Levementum. Can you just, first of all, for our audience, can you give us a description of what Levementum does and why you're here at SugarCon?
Sure, absolutely. Levementum is an open source solution service provider. We focus exclusively on enterprise open source solutions. So what does that mean? It means ERP, CRM, BI, kind of a solutions that all companies know and have to have. Why are we here at SugarCon? We have been a Sugar partner for 5 years, and we've worked very closely with them. It's been exciting to watch them grow, and we've been lucky enough to grow with them. And so we're here to participate, show our support, do case studies, and show other customers some of the things that we've done, and also to get a sense as to some of the other innovations that are the other folks in the ecosystem, see what they're doing as well. So
right.
it's been a good time for us.
But so Geoffrey, you guys work in an environment where you understand the value of kind of a holistic, coherent business software ecosystem.
Sure.
That is kind of, I would assume, your ideal for your customers. Do customers fully grasp this, or are they still kind of broken up between front office and back office and sort of fighting that cultural battle about who's in charge of what? So
they absolutely don't know. I mean, they are still trying to figure it out. I think it's one of the things that we've got to do a better job of, from an open source perspective, of educating customers. I mean, at the end of the day, the customer has a business problem, and it's and the beauty of open source is they've got a number of cost-effective implements or tools they can use to tackle that problem. And so what we have to do a better job of is, number one, give them a sense as to the flexibility and the control that open source solutions just by definition provide, and how these solutions come together. And in the world of open source, there's so many providers, there's so much innovation, that it's just really difficult for them to make sense of what to do, who's real, who's not, and how do they come together. So that's the customers that we run into, they know there's something there,
right.
But they really need someone to hold their hand and be a trusted advisor to them to help them figure out what to do.
Right. You know, we've written a lot about ERP and CRM, and of course, social CRM is a huge, buzzword and a big trend. How do you see that social aspect, that customer feedback into the process aspect of social CRM bleeding over into these other business critical pieces of applications like ERP, for instance?
So really, the question is what value does social CRM provide? And I think I think social CRM is just kind of a convenient acronym because the notion of society and how folks interact relates simply to customer. But the customer is the core of every system that I just talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the core of ERP. Content management relates to either your customers or content that's valuable to them or valuable to you as a company. BI is all about understanding how well your company is performing, how well segments that relate to your company are performing. So the notion that I think it is not a leap to get a sense as to how social CRM or the social aspects or social elements that apply to CRM would apply to ERP. I mean, in a lot of ways, the same things, the same business activities that drive finding and identifying customers, first of all, they don't end when you've acquired the customer. They continue when you're delivering to the customer. I mean, your customers, often the changes to a customer are more relevant once you've got them, right? I think when you are delivering and you've got major contracts with customers and they get acquired, or there's turnover, or there are new people, or there are new interests, that's even more relevant and the reason for that is that, when you ask any salesperson, what's the easiest customer to acquire? It's the one they already have. And so I think from an ERP perspective, from an analytics perspective, it's clear that the social aspects that are driving CRM will drive, if they're not already driving, what you're seeing in the ERP, BI, and content management space.
Yeah. Well, so how has being part of the open source community for so long affected the way you view forming partnerships? I think it's a radically different philosophy people have who have been in this space than people have been doing proprietary stuff for a long time.
Right. So I think part of it is right. So I've actually been a buyer of technology longer than I've been a seller. And I've also, as a seller, I've been in closed source environments. I've worked for some of the bellwethers you've heard about. I think the theme of open source technology, in my opinion, is the notion that it provides control of your own destiny. And that not only applies to the customer, but it applies to companies like ours and partners as well.